Oh shit. I legitimately was trying to do this shit on my dang phone because I don't like my webcam. Um, and I was gonna say excuse my hair, but you if you hear then you can't whatever. Let me just get into it actually. I'm supposed to be washing my hair right now, but we're here. Um, Transmuting dreams. Why? Why are you continue to carrying? Why are you continuing to carry all the bull crap you was when you need to just move? It's time to move forward. It's time to move forward and go for it, right? So I I've been up for a while, but I had it's a dream, but it's really a vision, y'all. You know, like y'all dreams are messages that you've been interpreting throughout not only the day, but while you sleep, and that's how Soul Tribe and everybody's able to communicate with you easier there. And I would have made this, just record this and edit it down, but don't have storage. So here we go. Um, I've been practicing dream mapping, right? I can't see. I've been practicing dream mapping, and with that, like it's been helping me identify like why am I dreaming about this? Why are we here? We as in like anybody I encountered there, um, what it's about, especially when it's a reoccurring dream. Mapping allows you to actively question not only why you're in the dream world, but when you come out, when you wake up, why everything was the way it was, because your brain and spirit presents you messages and familiar symbols, right? So, in knowing that, this is how I've been able to propel growth because you're actively analyzing in both states of being. So, give all that synapse to bring up how, because we're going to walk through this stream that presented me a lot of messages that I know somebody else is also like dealing with right now. So, um, I have there are everybody has like specific recurring dreams, right? Um, old but like recent one that has been coming up for me again lately. Really just like two times that I recall, um, actively. So like now and then, or maybe actually three times this year. Um, I'm in my elementary school, Daniel Webster Elementary School, and I'm on the second floor of the building. And particularly, there's two doors that I always feel extreme fear getting close to. And I drew out like a little map of it to like try to show. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to like see it. You see it right here. I'm gonna try to. So, one of them. Damn, it's backwards on my thing. I think this side is. Let me fold it out so it'd be easier to see. One side you should see say second, and the other side say fourth. Um, I can't tell because I don't really got my glasses on, but I think this one is the second. Oh, never mind. This say fourth. This is the fourth. This is the fourth door, and this is the second. Now, in reality, both these doors, or my second grade classroom and my fourth grade classroom, was literally right there. And then it's interesting because when I think about it, Alone at Wall is my third grade classroom. But I've in this realm, I'm always scared of. Oh, I really need to wash my hair. Um, I have felt extreme fear over those two doors. And when I got up this morning, it was the first time that I had actually been like, well, what are these doors? So I was like correlating it to reality. And it was like those are both those like station wise were my second grade classroom, my fourth grade classroom. Well, why is this important? And I have my room here. So I started asking myself when I woke up this morning, I was like, well, where were you mentally, and what did you experience during those times that maybe this fear is where's this fear is coming from? In second grade, I was on I was on detention every single day. And it wasn't that I was necessarily quote unquote bad or whatever people might call it. But it was like whenever I expressed myself being in the classroom or just like enjoyment or just being free, I got in trouble. And that was things as simple as like picking up my pencil during the Pledge of Allegiance, like teacher asking how I feel about something and me being honest, or like even I don't agree with people like forcing children to like try to be friends with one another. Um, because it's really pointless. It's really pointless. So so getting in trouble from like I like no, I don't want to be friends with that person. So anyway, to give y'all a gist, and then in fourth grade, I didn't feel I experienced so like that was a rejection. The corresponding the coin the code the what am I looking for? The bottom line for both of those was like it's rejection, but rejection in second grade was rejection, being rejected, experiencing this rejection and getting in trouble when I was expressing myself and like enjoyment of life. And that had transmuted into like me internalizing um like life isn't supposed to be enjoyable, right? When you enjoy it, that's when bad things happen. So like this deprivation of myself of like accepting enjoyment and then and rejecting it. So and then also fourth grade for me was the rejection of self in the sense of like being ostracized, not fitting in, um being the outlier trying to fit in or like be cool and like not feeling equipped or like even wanting all the things. So um in this dream state room, this is like now that I've been actively dream mapping, this is stuff that I was like, I'm like, why? Why are we here? Why am I experiencing this? Why am I fearful of? But it wasn't just like it's not like it was easy, right? Because what was different. This is why I want to do this on my phone. What's different now and what's also different for you is that you're a different person than you were then. You've learned more, you've grown more. So now it's time to like you're being faced with these dreams because it's something that your subconscious is trying to bring to the forefront of your mind. Sorry, there's a window right here. So I'm like, um, that it's time for you to let go. So in this time, in this state, my arm itches. I was with a soul guide. I was with a soul guide, soul tribe, soul guide, angel, whatever you might call it. Um, and they were in the form of like my sister, my older sister energy. Not only just myself, but my actual older sister on this plane. So like it's equal parts, like part of her, because the people closest to you are part of your soul tribe. Well, people not close to you is part of your soul tribe as well, but there's particular members that you reincarnate with. Okay, moving forward. Um, and also, um, damn, I lost my train of thought. That's why like I had all these notes right here. Is they was with me. That was something that was kind of like different in the sense of like me. It wasn't like them passing by. So either way, moving forward, um, I'm in front of the fourth grade classroom, and I don't know how we got there, but I know we was like with each other for a long time. Me and the sister, right? So now we at the fourth grade. We at the fourth grade classroom, and I'm feeling extreme fear. Like I don't know why. I don't know why I'm fearful. Exactly what I can't really pinpoint. I just like within me, I kind of felt like there was like a monster or something like within this classroom. And so we about to enter, and I'm like, I hold my sister, the person who's in the form of my sister, and I'm like, we can't go in here. I'm like, we can't go in here. And they're like, why? I'm like, we can't go in here. There's a monster. There's a monster in there. And, like as family do, people who's supporting you, they'd be like, okay, we're not going in. However, like even within that moment, that's a representation of how, like, when you yourself or even other people are being supported with you, how they fail to allow themselves to grow because in trying to show support, they're trying to just stand by you, but you didn't even go and investigate it for yourself to see if this was even worthy of avoiding or like not tackling or be like, oh, we're not equipped to tackle this monster, so let's keep going, right? But even in that occurring, like we talking outside this room, and then for whatever reason I feel extreme fear about this room, and we talking outside of it, and they asking me like, well, why don't you want to enter, like what's in there? And I'm like, I don't know what's in there. I know we can't go in there because there's something in there waiting for me. It's like, it's scary, we shouldn't just not go, right? But either way, we go on talking beyond that. And I don't know how it came up with conversation, but we started talking about sister tattoos. And that's when I noticed, like, and we talk about getting sister tattoos, and the tattoos themselves would be, I was like, well, I would get mine on the opposite. So like when you look at them, they're separate pictures out of themselves, but they create like a whole image. And you might be like, how did we get here? But they coincide. Give me a second. Is it because when you, like how I was explaining, like people that supporting you, and them trying to support you, they just like sometimes just don't question it, right? Well, in that same grain, you, your soul tribe, your community, the people in your family, everybody, you have to go on separate missions, because when you come back together, like you pick up what you complete the soul mission of why y'all here, when y'all working together, like when y'all unify. Because what you're learning separately, you able to learn and pick up from one another and continue to go that way and complete all the things that wasn't needed, because you can't do everything by yourself. And that support is necessary to move forward to a larger level that you just can't tackle on your own. How is this related to tattoos? Well, I noticed that I had multiple on me, and I was a signifier of, and they were the ones that was glowing versus the ones that wasn't glowing. The ones I was coming into, the glowing ones was the ones I was coming into union with the current, soul tribe members in my life, or rather, we on the same mission, we in alignment now, and other ones weren't. Like we away from each other right now, and we growing. We will come back later to grow together. Um, but anyway, whole time this conversation is taking place outside of that classroom, right? And I'm so scared of. And I'm like, why am I remember thinking, I'm like, why am I so comfortable? Like, if there's a monster in here, why are we just chit chatting outside the classroom? Like, shouldn't we get the fuck away? Um, but that's also like the fact that I was comfortable because I was with somebody I perceived to be, yeah, I broke my nail. I perceived to be a loving figure, somebody who supported me wholeheartedly. I felt comfortable because I knew I had a supporting figure. And that also, like, that self is a message of the ways your loved ones help you overcome your fears, or rather the support of them being there in love helps you overcome the fears. But I have to move through all that. Um oh my gosh, I gotta answer these emails. Excuse me. After overcoming, or after coming to these realizations, right? They asked me again, why don't you just peek in? Like, why don't you like go? And I'm like, okay. Because keep in mind, I'm like, why are you scared? Why are you scared? So, and I actually go and, peek in the room. But y'all know it's like when you in trouble and your parent is in a room and you like peeking in, but your body not really in there. That's kind of how I was at this classroom. But then when I actually started listening, I'm hearing the teacher's voice, and they sound like really stern. So like I'm scared, and I'm still like, I don't know about this. And it's like, no, like actually. So then I actually started looking around, and I realized, like, literally in this interaction, how what I perceived was going to be in there wasn't in there. And that's a reflection of the ways that you build all these disillusions within your mind to stop you from doing something, because you think it's gonna be one way, and that's not. You didn't allow yourself to actually go experience it, or like look into it more before you decided to just give up altogether. And it's also is a reflection of how, like, where you were when you once visited something or went through something, and that's a hawk, and you go back through it now. It's completely different because you are different. So what's you keeping in there is different. Because essentially, what these classrooms were lessons that I learned, or through experience I've had, and how, like, now I need to transmute and like go forth. So either way, what was occurring in this classroom was, I don't want to say exactly what they were reading, but they were reading these texts. They were reading these texts, and everybody was engaged. And not in the same sense of like, oh, classroom reading, but all the children had suggested like stuff to read, and they was learning like literary forms and like the lessons through that, and that's why everybody was engaged, because everybody in some way had a foot in what was taking part in the classroom collectively. The collective that I'm in alignment with, this is a reflection of how all the lessons um, we've learned, like where we're at right now, where everybody's pitching in, everybody's engaged, and because everybody's engaged and pitching in, and like what we're learning moving forward, what the hell? Fix my collar. What we're learning moving forward, everybody in some way has a contribution to. This is why everybody's being active and seeking out more and learning more. And then all of a sudden, like now I'm like actually in the classroom. And then the teacher says like, okay, now it's time to go. It's time to go. Y'all have to go. Right. And I'm like, what, it's lunchtime or something, so we finna leave. And I remember being in that metaphorically, right? But what that actually was a representation of how everybody who was learning this phase of like these lessons and accumulation, we had learned all we needed to learn here, and we was moving on to our next phase of life, like the new lessons. So we have to leave the classroom. I'm not gonna say for whatever reason, I myself, like I was the teacher. She goes to the like, and the teacher is just like a soul figure representation of, we could say like source, God, whatever you want, whatever you want to believe in, um, or like whatever angel, guide, ancestor is leading you the most right now. They go to the classroom door and the light is right there, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, it's time to go. You have to go. And I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I didn't say anything about internally though. I was like, I need a second. I need to look around. I need to investigate. Like, I'm not, where's it going? And when I reflect on it, like my actual soul tribe member, the guy who was taking the form of my older sister, had came had came in, like they started to turn off the teacher started to turn off the light and be like, all right, she gonna have to stay here. Since she's not ready to go, you know, it's time for her to go. My soul tribe member or ancestor, whatever, in the form of my sister, comes in as the teacher starting to turn off the light and hold it um in the center. And so like now it's like flickering. So this is like me, it's time to choose what you finna do. You carrying on, you holding on to this for what reason? You holding yourself back. And she's like, what are you waiting on? It's time to go. Like you realize you was holding fear for no reason. And this is very pivotal to all of us moving into transitional phases. Well, we entering the transitional phase of like what's coming next. But as I'm in this classroom, I realized like I feared this door so much. I'm thinking about the other door that I was holding so much fear of. And this is when I began to put the lessons together of the fear I was experiencing of re-going through, you know, that rejection of self, or not enjoying life and stuff, in the ways that I've overcame that. Because remember, like I mentioned before, like this was the first time I was in this dream. The last time I had kind of like tackled that room, and it wasn't until I woke up that I started like putting together like how consciously everything went to place and how I already like overcame that. Either way, time ago. So we leaving the goddamn classroom, going to the stairs, and this is when and I didn't realize this till I got back to the bottom, that this guy that was taking the form of my sister, this angel, whatever you want to call it, um, let me go. Like they were no longer some guys and angels are in your life for a certain period of time, because that's the lesson that they chose to take part in with you, but they always still with you. It's just they won't be at the forefront anymore. But either way, as we're going down the stairs, or as I'm going down the stairs, right? There's people coming up. And that itself is a representation of how even when you leave it and it's time for you to move forward, there's other people still going through the lesson that need to learn what you just learned, right? Um, and one of the souls stopped me on the stairs and was like, I don't know why, but I felt like I knew them. And it's probably because we probably the same soul tribe. Um, he's like, where are you? He like, where are you going? Like, what's happening? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, but I know I have to leave. Like, I have to go downstairs. I can't. They said I can't be up here no more. And it's like they got anxious and was worried. And I knew that like we was like with each other before. Like we had went through some stuff together, learned some like similar lessons already. Like they were familiar. Their energy felt familiar. And I grabbed their hand, looked them dead ass in the eyes, and which I probably should stop saying it, but I looked them dead in the eyes. I shouldn't, not dead. I looked them straight in the eyes. Jeez. And I just let them know, I'm like, it's okay. I'll see you. I'm like, I'll see you when you get there too. And it's like, it was like other people during the time we on the stairway, which is just like, what lessons are people going to and leaving, right? People were going up, and even like when they had initially approached me, it was with somebody else, and that person kind of head was kind of down, like almost as if they felt ashamed, but they went up. They knew they had to go up anyway. But either way, after that conversation with my soul tribe member, he was like, "Bet." He was like, "Bet." He was energized, and I know if you part of my soul tribe, you very determined. Like you can't get in this community without having determination, because ain't no giving up, ain't no quitting here. So I go down the stairs. I go down these stairs, which is, this whole thing is just like a map of how my soul puts together these lessons and view them, right? Like how it's occurring, how everybody like transitioning through. And in the real world, Jesus, braces. In the real world, this like front desk that's like there when soon as you get at the bottom of the stairs does not exist. But in the soul world, it do, and it's like this person was there like as if they was like a receptionist, or like you could think of them as like a game admin or NPC character almost. Although like they're higher angel in charge of watching everything, kind of like a principal, but they're not the only one there, right? So, and the form that they took is a form of a coworker who taught me a lot, especially this upcoming year. Like he taught me a lot about how I can be more accepting of my emotions and gentle with myself, and even like how divine masculines, people in tune with both both their femininity and their um masculine energy, how nurturing that needs to be, not only to um women but males too, like nurturing both relationships and growth that way, right? Taught me a lot about that. And it's like, as soon as I saw him, or rather the form that they took, because they angels and God stuff take forms that's similar to you, and that's like these individuals, people in your life are a representation of not only things you learning, but how you feel and stuff too. And for me, he is a figure that like that is very safe. That is very safe. That is very safe for me, and lets me know like it's gonna be okay, because I always got your back. I always got your back, and appreciate it for that, and helps me grow. So I knew everything was gonna be fine, even though like I kind of came to that realization as I was like, oh, okay, it's time to go moving down the stairs. But this too made me go, we good, we really good. And they asked me if I was ready, and I'm like, because I was supposed to go outside the building, but I'm like, I don't want to go yet, and this is still me carrying and holding on. Remember, we gotta let this shit go. Like, why are you still holding on to the bullshit? Pack light. You don't need all the shit you was carrying. Leave that shit behind. Throw that shit away. Donate it. It don't need to be in your life no more. All of a sudden, this like white marble gold tinge, I was gonna say suitcase, I'm trying to say staircase, had appeared, right? Like, and it wasn't like I walked up of it. It was like it appeared and I was already on it. And I was like 2 steps away. I was 2 steps away from getting out, and the third step would have been me entering the like next lane. But I couldn't see what was up there. There was just like a shiny ass light, bright as hell. Couldn't see shit past it. And that's because there's all those possibilities up there ain't even formulated. But I'm high as hell on these stairs. One, I low-key have a fear of heights, but I wasn't scared then. And the staircase itself doesn't have any, what is it called? railings. That's significant because even with growth isn't linear, so you could fall off. You could fall off anytime, and that's okay. And I remember looking down, or rather to the side, in like this desk with the front desk person, that's in the shape of like to form of like a co-worker who's like a pivotal support me. I'm like, you not coming? Like you gonna come with me? And it was like I have to stay. I have to stay here and help everybody else. But no, we're always here to support you because once again, you got guys and angels that come into your life. It may seem like they leaving, but they're just farther at the background because they're not who you need. They're not who you need spearheading, like helping you through these changes and processes. So that was just letting me know, even if I fell off the staircase or I decided to come back down, you still have a support system here. But either way, I looked up. I'm like, damn, I kind of want you to come with me. And that was me still holding on to that familiarity, trying to let all the shit go, pack light, and I just went up. Or rather, I crawled up because the bitch was still scared. So I crawled up and then I woke up. And that's when I was like, how I was telling y'all about like dream mapping. That's when I was like, okay, we need to look at why are you having these dreams? Why is this important? What about the space? Where were you at in reality to where you keep coming back to these things and you was fearing those doors? Well, I was scared of remember the fourth it was fourth and second grade that I was those doors in reality. Those there were four there was it was a classroom to my second grade classroom and a classroom to my fourth grade classroom. In the spirit realm, astral realm, dream realm, whatever you want to call it, that I was scared of. But that's what they were in reality. And I had to think of like, why was I scared of them? What did I experience during those times that make me so fearful? So now that I identified that, I know what it was linked to. And you really ascended on to the next phase of yourself when you're able to identify and pinpoint, well, why did this occur? Why did I feel this way? How do we grow and overcome it? And because you got to transmute it to go for it. So now that we did that, actively now on the earth plane, I understand how those anxieties and fears I was holding on to was reflecting in my current life, in the sense of like me being scared of all the stuff I can do and I am doing, because I was like, oh shit, I'm getting all this stuff done. If I'm getting all this stuff done, what comes next? Just lean into the feeling, trust it, move forward. That's all you gotta do. And that's that. That's all I have for y'all. This is KeAsjanai-Hibbler, and I'm gonna wash my hair and get dressed and everything because literally I was just 10 pages of stuff I wrote down and trying to get this started for like an hour or so. So y'all have a good day. Stay hydrated. Move forward. Love to you.